I think if you want to be anybody in this race currently, you would much rather be her. But you know how these things work. Anything could turn on a dime, and you never know where things are going to go. But I encourage everybody as well. You know, you get fed so much data, and there's good data, and there's bad data, and especially when you're looking at stuff, and there's 3% of the vote and 17% of the vote, and you just it's hard to draw conclusions at that point. And I think a lot of people rush to kind of create a narrative around a small sampling of data, which doesn't quite help if those 17% of votes are from all rural counties, or if those 17% of votes are from all cities. You're going to get a very different perspective on the data when you're reporting it. You're going to go, oh, Vice President Kamala Harris is super ahead because she's super ahead in Philly, or Donald Trump is super ahead because these rural areas, he's crushing it, and we see 17% from the rural areas. It doesn't really tell you much when you don't look at the full picture. But you want to see if she's hitting her targets. In Pennsylvania, that is certainly the case. And in other cases, you see her far exceeding her targets. And so now we have to see. Vice President Kamala Harris, I hate to break it to Donald Trump, who claimed that he was going to win New Jersey. Vice President Kamala Harris is the projected winner of New Jersey, projected winner of Illinois, projected winner of Maryland. No surprises really with any of these predictions just yet. I'm not sure if they've officially called Florida yet, but it looks like they probably will. If they haven't yet, they'll probably call that soon for Donald Trump and for Rick Scott. It looks like Republicans are pulling away over there. We're starting to get votes in from Michigan, so this will be very interesting to watch. And like I said, don't draw any conclusions from the data, because there are only 2% of the votes in, 2%. But with 2% of the votes in, you see Vice President Kamala Harris with 76.7% of the vote compared to Donald Trump's 22.1%. So we are just going to continue to get a deluge of data. Try to just remain calm throughout it. I wouldn't get too excited. I wouldn't get too upset. I wouldn't try to, I would just try to remain neutral, remain calm, let the data come in, let it play out. We have incredible election officials throughout the country who are doing their jobs, doing their patriotic duty to count these votes. We have Americans all over the country still waiting online in many of these places. And if you're online and you're watching the show, please stay online. Make sure that your vote is counted. So one of the things that we are seeing throughout the country, which is the only other thing that's concerning to me on multiple levels, is that we see a lot of bomb threats right now. A lot of bomb threats targeting specifically Democratic counties, especially in Georgia, some in Arizona. And we've seen the Secretary of States react to this by keeping the polls open later. These have been fake bomb threats. They've been determined to be, just totally bunk, fake threats. The Secretary of State and the intelligence thinks they are coming from Russia. And so they are trying to meddle in our elections to help Donald Trump by targeting predominantly black counties, by targeting the Navajo Nation. We see things like this happening throughout the country. That upsets me on a moral level, on a human level, and of course on an election level, just because I hope people don't get discouraged and get afraid to go to the polls. This is a clear example of voter suppression, and they are doing it in states where the margins are important. Where, winning like Biden did in the last election in Georgia by 11,780 votes, that's not a lot of votes. So if you target...
You see how fucking crooked this new Republican Party is and the things that they do? They're putting in bomb threats to prevent Democratic voters from voting in areas that they know most likely is going to be a Democratic win. That's dirty. What Elon Musk did with this this lotto, if you vote for Trump, if you're voting for Trump, they'll put you in a lotto to win a lotto. Like, that's illegal. That is tampering with the voting process, election process. I hope he goes to jail for that. And I don't know how that people don't see how dirty and dirty politics they're pulling this year. It's disgusting. Bomb threats so that Democratic areas can't vote or won't vote because out of fear. That's dirty.